Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Joker's Daughter today. And yeah, my last video I did it in the kitchen, and so I thought I actually prefer standing up for my recordings than sitting down. So if this is your first time of joining me, my name is Olabisi Layode, aka Joker's Daughter. My father was Joseph Oluseyi Popola Ajayi. So I'm a daddy's girl. He belongs to the ages now, but I'm a daddy's girl, being the first child and a girl, and you know there's that special bond between first-born daughters and their fathers. Yeah. So if this is your first time, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe so that you can, and press the notification so that you can get notifications of me dropping my videos. And if you're an existing subscriber, thank you for coming back. So today I am going to make seafood okra, but not very seafoodish, because it's only got prawns and mackerel, not even fresh mackerel, frozen mackerel. I won't lie, frozen mackerel, but it's been cleaned and salted for a few hours now. And yeah, because Toby is my son, by the way, if you are new here. Because Toby doesn't like seafood, I will make him apple and imoyu. Right, okay, so I'm Yoruba, and there's this running joke in Nigeria that Yorubas don't have they don't have variety of food. Well, in our defense, we were busy building empires. We didn't have time for food. We didn't have time to know how to cook lots of food. We were busy building empires. So imoyo is very easy to make. You can do it with fresh fish, or you can do it with beef and stuff. So I'm doing it with beef and chicken and stuff. So basically, imoyo is a soup, not a stew. So you don't fry anything, and it's very easy to make. Very, very easy to make. So basically, what you do is you boil. If you are not using fish, if you are using beef or other things. So this has been boiling. This is chicken and beef and shaki. So it's been boiling for a while. It's now soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend peppers, onions, and tomatoes. Pour it in the beef. Add some sunflower oil. I'm not posh to be using olive oil. This is not, nobody is paying me for this, so I'm just showing you what I use in the house. So it's not a paid, it's not a promotional. So I use sunflower oil because it's not as healthy as olive oil, but it's healthier than vegetable oil, so it's in between. So that is what I use. And then for olive oil, I prefer olive oil for things like salads and pasta, but for Nigerian cooking, I don't think olive oil cuts it. I don't think it does. So yeah, and then akpon is the Yoruba version of ogbono, but because we don't have haute cuisine in Yoruba land, we just make our akpon like that. We don't put vegetables or anything. So what I've done is that I've taken some stock. I've taken some stock from the meat I'm boiling, And when you are making ogbono or apon and you are going to use the stock, don't put onions in it, because onions will stop it from drawing. If you are not Nigerian, you may not know the meaning of drawing. Drawing, viscous, yes, it stops it from being viscous. It just sits down there in the pot like that, and you don't want that. So when you are making ogbono or apon, do not put onions in the stock that you are going to use. Right, so I'm going to start with the seafood pepper soup. Pepper soup, okay. Seafood okra. Now this is a trick. If you want your okra to be viscous, to be very viscous, what you need to do is add a bit of water before you cook it and agitate it. Agitate it like this so that it produces it produces more slime. This way, when if you don't do this, when you cook it without doing this, what happens is that the okra sits on one side, the water sits on the other side. It doesn't mix well. So just agitate it a bit. That is that. So I'm going to start with the fish first. I'm going to broil the fish before putting the okra. Okay, so while that is going on, let me start with with blending the peppers for the moyo. So this is what I use, passata. You can use I generally use passata, but if you don't have passata, you can use this plum tomatoes. I keep this at home for when I've run out of passata, but I generally use passata. Passata is sieved tomatoes. It's Italian, so it's blended and sieved, so it's less watery than what you will get from tinned tomatoes. Right, so passata. And then I like yellow peppers. They taste slightly different to red peppers, I think. I know. They taste sweeter than red peppers. Now, if you use yellow bell pepper, your soup may not be red. So you will need to use more of tomato puree. This is Derica. I took it out of the tin to make it red. But I prefer the taste of yellow bell pepper. I'm still here. I'm still here. So I'm cutting it up as we normally do to make it easier to blend. I don't even know if you don't cut it up, maybe it will still be easy, but this is just what we are used to, isn't it? We cut it up. And Scotch bonnets. So I'm using 2.5. Be careful with your hands, what you don't want to do is after handling scotch bonnet and being forgetful and then putting it in your eye or your nose. You don't want to do that. So what you need to do is to wash your hands immediately after cutting it, after working with scotch bonnet. Wash your hand and wash the knife that you use. Right, so I'm using 2 onions. That's so, you don't have to use 2 onions. Onions, I like using a lot of onions because it makes the soup sweet. There's a Chinese saying of something about the onion life. I read about it when I read this book, Wild Swans by Amy Tan. So the onion life is not a good thing. It means, as onion has layers that you take off and take off. So if we go by this Chinese phrase of the onion life, I don't think it's a good thing. It means when one is going through hard times and you start downsizing. So each layer of the onion is a downsizing. So I don't think it's a good thing. So when the Chinese say someone is living an onion life, it means that things are very bad for them. Okay, I'm going to stop this for now so that the video is not too long. Okay, so I've blended that and I'm going to put the fish, the mackerel, in the water now to boil. I won't put the prawns yet. I'm going to start with the mackerel. So, like I said, I had already salted it before now. I'm here. So I'm going to add one. I'm going to cut one scotch bonnet. I'm using a pair of scissors to avoid, It's a lot of pepper, babe. Apparently, pepper is good for weight loss. It gingers your swagger. Washing my hand again and the pair of scissors. Right. Okay, so I'll come back again when I've made progress. boiling there, and I'm just going to add some of the blended peppers. You can't see me, but that's what I'm doing. Trust me, that is what I'm doing. And some oil, sunflower oil. It's up to you. Yorubas, it's, yeah, called the people that drink oil. So I'll put some oil there, and some Derica. You can use any brand, but I grew up on Derica. You can use any brand of tomato puree. So that's it. You just pour everything and add a bit of water. And just cover it and let it do its thing. So that's the beauty of what I'm cooking today. That's the beauty of Yoruba food. Like I said, we were so busy conquering, people and building empires that we didn't have time for plenty story of cooking. So that's going to come together. The blended peppers, the stock, tomato puree, the stock has the seasoning, and that's it. So easy peasy cooking. That's what I'm doing today. So the fish, oh my, the pepper, excuse me. So the fish is coming to boil now. Excuse me. And now I'm going to add the agitated okra. I didn't put so much water in the fish. Now, when you're making draw soup, that's what we call okra and ogbono and akwa and ewedu. We call them draw soup. You don't cover them. So I'm going to put it on low heat and let it do its thing. I don't like my okra to be too well done. I like it crunchy. But having said that, next day okra is also quite delicious when it's gone soft. But when it's fresh, I like it to be crunchy. So excuse me, I have hay fever, so it's a combination of hay fever and the peppers. I'm back. So now let's do the ogbono. Another very, very easy to cook. So that's the stock. Oops, oh dear. So that's the stock. I'm going to turn it on. Stock without onions, remember? So the ogbono is mainly dry products that's going to go in it. There are different ways of making akpo. My grandmother would first of all add red oil to it and form a paste with the akpo and the red oil. My mother would first of all heat up the red oil and then fry the akpo in it. But I'm not doing that because really I'm lazy. So so my grandmother, mommy, she'll put the stock on the fire, but she will make a paste of the apple and epo, red oil. My mother would heat the epo up first, not bleaching. She didn't not bleaching, but she will heat it up and then fry the apple before pouring the stock in it. So mommy will heat the stock and then the paste that she has made from the apple and the epo. I don't know the English name or botanical name for apple. I don't know. And then she'll put the paste in the stock. But because I'm teaching you, you know, fast food, easy to cook Yoruba food, I'm not going that route or that route, as they say in America. My American friends are probably laughing at my small kitchen. Well, what else? So I'm going to pour the I'm going to put the apple there in the stock. The stock is on low heat. Pepper. This is a ground red pepper, ground dried pepper. I'm going to put a bit. And then my son, he's half Urobo, half Yoruba. So a nod to his Urobo roots. I put a little bit of pepper soup spice. I put it there. Once again, these things are not paid. They are not promotional. They are things that I use at home. The moyo is coming up nicely. So don't stir it. You know, once you put everything and you've mixed it together in the beginning, just let it do its thing. So I'll put it on low heat now. So that is the apple there. So I'll wait for it to come to the boil, and then I will put ground crayfish and the red oil, epo, and then leave it to come together again, and that is it. I saw this at the market, ground iru. Can you see ground iru? Never seen it before. I normally use my iru, pete or horo. When I go to Nigeria, I get the pete. The pete is what do they call iru in English? I don't know. But locust beans. Locust beans. So when the pete is the one that's really soft and mashed. It's quite rare to get here. So when I go to Nigeria, I get the pete. But it's the horo one that is easy to get here. So that is the one that you can separate the seeds. But this one, I saw it at the market when I went shopping. It's ground iru. So this is the first time I'll be using it. I'll be using it in my seafood okra. I don't like fish being overdone. I don't like it. Not that it will have blood inside it, but you know, I like it to be. I don't like my seafood overdone. So I'm going to turn off the heat from the okra very soon, and I'm going to add the prawns now. So jumbo king prawns that I bought at the market. So I'm adding them last because, like I said, I don't like my seafood overdone. I like my prawns to be, you know, to be bouncy, not the one that you've cooked the bounciness out of it. So they are already peeled, and I'm going to put them last thing in my seafood okra. So that this video is not too long, I'm going to change the angle of the camera a bit so that you can see what's going on. So I checked on the moyo, it's done, and I've turned off the heat on it. Easy peasy. You know, this is like, it's the boiling the beef part that is really that takes long. But once you boil the beef, to cook the thing, it's like 15-20 minutes. It's done. The seafood okra is looking, so you do not have to check if fish is done. You just stick your metal spoon in it, and or knife or anything, and if it comes out clean, it is done. I am going to so once again, this is not paid for, so are just things that I'm using at home. So I'm going to add some bouillon powder. When you are making draw soup, always add your salt at the end, especially okra, because okra is very easy to get wrong. No, actually no, it's akmon that is easy to get wrong. Okra will always draw. So at the market, there are two types of okra, the African one and the Mexican one. I'm ashamed to say I don't buy the African one because it's not as viscous as the Mexican one. So I buy the Mexican one. The Mexican one is a light green okra, and it looks plumper than the African one, which is a darker green and looks thinner. And also this is my own personal experience. The African ones tend to cook to be fibrous and difficult to cut. You get less of ila kiko with the Mexican one. Kiko means when it has those fibrous things in it that makes it difficult to cut. So this is my akon for Toby. So I'm just going to add palm oil to it now. My seafood okra, I don't add anything, but you might want to add palm oil if you want, but it's an oilless okra for me because I'm on a weight loss journey right now. You can see my stomach, like I'm pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant, so I'm just fat. I'm fat. So so I'm going to make eba. This is my first meal. It's past 1 o'clock now. So I do IF, intermittent fasting, as a way of weight loss. It works for me a lot. It does. So IF, basically you live at least 18 hours between your last meals of the day before and your first meal of the day. So that gives your body time to do other things apart from digesting food every time. And if you do even longer hours, your body goes into ketosis, which is what keto diet is about. But with intermittent fasting, you don't have to do keto. You don't have to do keto diet. This is my personal view. I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you the things that have worked for me when I've lost weight. And it's just because I'm a lazy person. Intermittent fasting can be a way of life. I lost 10 kilos on intermittent fasting, and I've put 3 kilos back on. But with intermittent fasting, you can do it for life because you can eat anything you want to eat. It's just that you have to make sure that your last meal of the day is 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. I try to do it for 5 p.m. when I'm doing it. So if you do your last meal for 6 p.m. and your first meal of the next day for 12, That's 18 hours, and out of that 18 hours you slept for like 8 hours. So it does work. It works. So what do I need to put in this Toby's apple? Toby loves apple with semo. I'm going to turn off the heat in the. So Toby loves apple with semo. So he's going to have the apple with the imoyo, while I have the seafood okra. Very nice. Very, very nice. So easy to cook Yoruba meals. Very easy to cook Yoruba meals. But that they are easy to cook does not mean they are not delicious. So they are delicious. So even though we were going around conquering and building empires and not having time for food, it didn't mean that when we wanted to eat, sorry, that's the Yoruba in me, I said eat. It doesn't mean that when we finished conquering the empire of the day and we want to eat, we don't want delicious food. No, it has to be delicious still. Oh, I forgot to put the ground crayfish in both, but it's not too late. I always put it last anyway. So I'm putting the ground crayfish in the seafood okra and in the ogbono. I'm going to turn off the heat on the ogbono now. So let me cut off. I'll come back when I've dished it. So that is the seafood okra. You can see the prawns and the mackerel. This is the imoyo. That's the imoyo. Oops. And that is the apple. That is Toby's apple. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That is the finished product of my eba and seafood okra. And the eba too, I didn't make it on the fire. I didn't roll like Yorubas do. I just put hot water on it, boiling water, and stirred it. So that is it. This is my first meal of the day. It's now, I think, 2 o'clock or so. I haven't checked. All right, thank you. And if you hold on. Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video and it's your first time, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification so that you can get notifications of my videos dropping. And yeah, so please comment and please like and please share if you can, if you've enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm signing off now. It's Jopa's daughter once again. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, and see you in a few days time. Thank you. Bye. Take care of yourself. Toodles. Bye.